Another hour. Morning, everyone. Morning. Hope you are all well today. And look who's here. Look who's here. After 2 10-hour shifts, a day shift, a night shift, and he's still here the following morning. I mean, what can I say? Sheriff, morning, mate.
Commitment, mate.
How are you, mate? How are you?
Commitment.
I need to be doing some of this for you, mate. Going to work like that. Jesus, at your age.
Commitment, mate. That's what it's called.
Commitment, my word, commitment. That certainly is.
Obviously, mate.
Unbelievable. Look at that.
Fingers to the bone, mate.
Look at the state of them fingers, people.
Link to
Honestly,
the bone.
You've got no idea what this geezer's doing all day and all night. And he's still here. He's still here. Big up to you, Sheriff. Morning to you. Morning to everyone.
Big up.
Hope everyone's well today. I don't know. I think a lot of the country has had a little bit of rain, Mark.
We had rain last night, mate.
So did we.
Yeah.
It's cooled it right down,
which was very good, mate, because last night's job was actually in my town. And it was literally down the road.
Literally, like you could have walked there.
I wouldn't, but yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It was literally, I reckon if I walked it 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
2 minutes in a car. 2 minutes in a car.
2 minutes in a car. But like, and the good thing is, there was a bit of resurfacing going on.
Oh yeah.
And so they dug it all out, swept it up, got your jackhammer out, did all that, blah, blah, blah. The shabby bits, the tarmac come in, they laid that. And after they'd finished laying it, it started raining.
Oh, deep joy.
Now, when it starts raining, when they've just laid the tarmac, mate, that is excellent news.
I like it.
It cools down quicker.
Yes.
It cools it down quicker, so you can
lots of steam.
There was lots of steam coming off it. But it cools down quicker, so you get to open the road quicker.
So you can sod off home quicker.
I wasn't going to say that, but yes. Because sometimes you got to leave it like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
All the contractors have gone, mate.
Yeah.
Me and my mate just stood there like a couple of plums.
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
Just stood there like a couple of plums, just watching
the
tarmac.
So do you get the day off today then, obviously, and then you go, are you back in tonight or are you back on days again the following day?
Job down the road is going on for 3 weeks, mate.
Right, so you're on nights now then, are you? Or you'll be doing nights with a bit of days?
I volunteered my services for the rest of this week and the 2 after.
Say no more.
Because literally down the road, mate, I ain't got to take my diesel money into consideration.
Well, yeah, there is. I was just going to say that if you're only down the road, it's not going to cost you whatever 20 quid a day to get backwards and forwards to work or whatever.
It's a beautiful day, mate, or it was a beautiful night.
Well, yeah, good to see you anyway, Sheriff. Always good to see you, mate.
I thought I'd make the effort. Since I was here.
Yeah, well, listen.
I can't expect you to do it every morning, every morning.
Still no signings yet, Sheriff. Not that I'm aware of, anyway.
Yeah. See, I know I was basically working yesterday.
Yeah.
When I did get 10 minutes, I think I looked. Yeah, it must have been Facebook I looked at, and there was something on there about Savio. I thought, well, have we signed him? I couldn't get to the bottom. It's just that's why I don't look
Nothing's been
at social media
announced
much,
that
mate.
I know of. That I know of.
That's why I
Nothing's.
don't look at social media a lot.
Well, I don't look at it at all,
No,
really.
well,
But
don't blame me.
I haven't got anything to look at apart from
The only
YouTube.
news I did hear is that Carlo has gone to is it Juventus?
Juventus on loan.
Juve on loan
Yes,
with
yes.
an obligation or is it an option? I didn't
Uh,
see that.
might be an option. It's not an obligation, I don't think.
Oh, all right, option then.
Might be an option, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, he's
It is
gone.
what it is.
RDZ is gradually weeding out the players that don't want to be there,
Hmm.
the players that he doesn't necessarily want
Yeah.
to be there. And on that side of it, we're all very happy, Sheriff.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I
Yeah. Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that, they're getting players out. Could they have got more out? Maybe. Who knows? But listen, I'm as aggravated as the next person with, no signings coming in for the
Yeah.
last week, Sheriff. We've heard all the, it could have been because we was after a certain player and all that business. Sheriff, if that was the case, what we knew about with that Spurs rule out for Harry Kane, why wasn't there a plan B?
I think.
Do
See,
you think, anyway? I know it's
I've got
difficult.
no evidence.
It's your
No.
opinion.
I've got no evidence, obviously, so I can't go steaming in.
Yeah.
But to give him the benefit of the doubt, I would have liked to have thought that there had to be one. You know, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, you would.
Because if they just went in Harry Kane or bust, right? It's put it this way, you know the sort of player Harry Kane is.
Mm.
We all know what sort of player Harry Kane is. He's at the peak of his earning powers now.
Mm-hmm.
He's by far the best striker in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I may be a
Yeah.
little bit biased, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is. Because he's not just a striker, he's a total footballer.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Total.
I get that.
He'll defend for you, he'll assist for you. He's not just up there banging them in, he'll do everything else as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I've got no evidence to support whatever I say, but I would like to think that, yes, go out all out for Harry Kane. I'd love him back myself. But if he's not coming back, then there must have been another plan. There must have been Oshman.
Or whoever.
Or
Whoever. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
whoever.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously, Harry Kane's right at the top of the list. He's
Yeah.
player A.
Yeah.
B might have been Oshman, and then C, D, E, and F could have been whoever.
Yeah.
Insert any old names you want.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that the guy from is it Bournemouth that broke his foot?
Croupy.
Maybe he was on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's on
Listen, could well have been, mate. Could well have been.
there. Yeah, you know what I mean. But like he's knacked his foot. So
Yeah. He's done his metatarsal in his foot. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Listen, we're still waiting at the end of the day whether there was a plan B, C, D, E, and F, and they've all gone tits up. It is what it is. And
I mean, none of us know any different.
no,
To come on here and say, "Oh, you never had another plan," because we don't know.
No, I get that.
Yeah, you know. So it'd be very easy for me to think, "Oh, bloody typical Enoch, bloody blah, 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 this, that, no plans whatsoever."
Is it a smoke screen and all that shit? Yeah.
All the usual spiel that comes out this time of year.
Yeah.
But without any evidence or anything written or seen reports or anything like that, it's very difficult for us to sit here and say, well, they never had a plan. But it also is very difficult for us to sit here and say they did have a plan.
Yeah, well, with Osham, that looks like that's out the window anyway, because the Goonies are after him now.
Oh my
So,
God, are they?
yeah, apparently so. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm sure I say this with a heavy. I'm sure we're going to bring someone in. I am sure we're going to bring someone in. Someone's coming in, but whoever that is, I just don't know, mate. I just don't
Also,
know.
one thing I'm going to say, do you think it's certainly the two names I think of is Savio and Gakpo? Do you think
Yeah.
do you think Man City and Liverpool, respectively, are playing us like a fiddle? You know,
Um, Not just a fiddle, one of those ones in the deep bass,
or
Sheriff.
the double bass thing?
Yeah, you know what I mean. When the thing's about, normally it's a girl playing it, and it's about 8 foot taller than she is when it's
Yeah.
standing there, and she's sitting on her seat giving it all that on this great
Oh,
big thing.
that's a cello thing, isn't it?
Whatever it is, mate, it's
Yeah,
deep. It's deep. None of this whistly sound.
yeah.
It's a
That double bass thing, they ain't got a bow to play it, have they? The deep bass thing, they like, or whatever it's called,
yeah.
they like sort of pluck that like a guitar, don't they? It's
Yes. Some of
one of
them do.
those
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. I know what
one of
you
those
mean.
things you associate with jazz music and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I don't
There's
know.
always one of them
Listen,
in the
I'm not.
corner, isn't there?
Yeah, I, I'm not into all that. But
No, nor
I
am
was
I.
just getting the point across that the sound is getting deeper
Yes.
every day that we go past.
Yeah.
Um, Sheriff, how you feeling about the weekend? How you feeling about Brentford away on Saturday? How you feeling
So be
as
honest. Yeah.
Tottenham as a team? Um, that it looks like,
Mm.
as it stands, just to give you a bit of I don't know what's the word, insight. That the front line will probably be Matisse Tell, Richarlison, and Mikey Moore. They're going to be your three up front, probably.
So which position would you prefer, left wing or striker?
Get a winger that does both.
No. Which position would you prefer to play in Saturday? 'Cause it's going to be me and you.
Oh, it's me and you. I'm not bothered, mate. I'll go down the left. You can go up front, mate. That's all right.
All right.
I'll fizz them in for you, mate, to get your Barnet on. Don't you worry about that.
Can I have a box to stand on?
You can have what you want to stand on.
Am
Goal
I
hanger.
allowed to bring a step ladder on the pitch?
Just for everyone who thinks we're not playing for Spurs against Brentford on Saturday, by the way, we're just giving them options. We're just
Yeah.
giving them options. That's what
Well,
we're
put it this way,
doing.
mate. You've told me all about your youth, shall I say,
Hmm.
playing football, and I don't think you'd be a bad option, mate.
No, not nowadays, mate. Not
Mate,
nowadays. It's not happening. If you could
uh,
have the 20-year-old cookster, I might be all right, mate. Not saying that I'd be, but
all I'm
if they
saying
needed
is,
me desperately,
all I'm saying is, you may have one or two niggles.
one or two.
Well, I don't know. How long's a piece of paper?
Listen, mate, it is what it is at the moment,
and
and
please, and
what can we do?
please, if it does come to the fact that you're playing, please do not go and see the medical staff.
No, I won't. I'll just walk past, tell them everything's all right.
Yeah,
Just
I'm fine.
stab the sheet. I'm all right. There's nothing wrong with me. Oh dear, what we like. Right, so I'm going to put the old link in the chat. We're going to talk a little bit about Spurs against Brentford at the weekend because game day is only 3 days away, people. We've been battering on about players coming in and transfers and who's going. Listen, I've got no doubt that all you lot are bored shitless with it. Honestly, because we've been going round in circles for the last 5 weeks because we've had no signings as such, haven't we? We have
I'm
been.
getting to
Everyone
the
has been.
stage now where I think it's going to be a last day thing.
Are you expecting the old loaning, Mark? You know, the old Mawani loan. Not Mawani, but a loan.
Well, let's hope at the two we had last season, it's a Polinia loan,
Well, yes,
not
there is
Moani.
that. There is
Yes.
that to
We don't want no
yeah.
Moani's coming in.
Well, no, I'm with it. I'm with you, mate.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
just one more question before
The
we.
neighbours have started to make noise, mate, so I'm going to have to mute myself.
All right. Don't worry too much, Sheriff. It's all right. If it gets too much, I'll tell you. Just one thing I wanted to ask you on the weekend. Do you see it? Because I got asked this the other day, and I thought that we might start quickly and fade away. But not just in that game, but in the first half of the league season, let's say. Um, when I say fade away, I just mean it in the case of so many new players in the team. It might kick off pretty quick. We might get a few midfielders, get a few goals. You know, who knows? But I think that the terminology is, Sheriff. We're undercooked, mate, aren't we? We're undercooked, mate. And whatever you say, Brentford are ready. He's got something. The noise is horrendous where he is. Can you not come back in yet? I take it. No, no, no. He's making me talk, people. We'll come back to Sheriff in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say a few hellos. Sheriff can hear us, so when we get to Super Kate, he'll be able to do the cuddle. There you go. Big up, everyone. Thanks for being in. 100 of you in here so far this morning. Smash that like button. 39 subscribers away from the magic 1,500 people. So share the streams with your friends, whatever. Share it, get it out there. Like I say, we haven't got the socials as such. Mark's got a bit of Facebook, but we don't use it. So it would really help us out if you could get it out there to the millions and millions that are waiting to follow the Two Mark Show, even though they don't know it yet. Big up to all of you. Really appreciate you. Scotty's in this morning, early doors. Big up, Scotty. Hope you're well this morning. Morning, Cookie, and all in the chat. You know what they say, the early bird always gets the juiciest worm. Spot on, Scott. Spot on, mate. There you go. I don't know what to say to that, Scott. Really, it's true, isn't it? It's true. And he says, smash the sub button. Absolutely. Hit the like button. The old shabam. Just do it early. Just do it early, people. Look, see if we can break the record today. 97 of you in here. 18 minutes gone. If we can get to 50 likes before 24 minutes, that's a record. Just to let you all know. Not that you lot care, but I do. So, if you can hit the like button, please do. And the sub button, obviously. Morning to you, Scott. Hope you're well, mate. Morning to the Meister of all flickness. Hotspur Flicks is in the house this morning. Big up to you, Flicks. Hope you're well. Flick says, another day, a more Tottenham transfer. Nonsense. 1 to 2 favourites in, Mark. 1 to 2 favourites in, Mark. 1 to 2 favourites in. Lucky I had me £2,000 to win £1,000 this morning. That's all I can say. God, no, I didn't. God, Steve's in anyway. Steve, big up to you. I'll come to you in a minute, mate.
No worries.
But Flick says another day, a more Tottenham transfer nonsense. Vicario has now gone. What's people's thoughts on that? But we need this window completed. Flicks after last season, mate. Don't get me wrong, good shot stopper. We all know that about Vicario. All right, but I can't do with this flappiness from corners, mate. It does my head in. Before the corner's even got in the box, his arms are in the air going like this. You know what I mean? We need better, don't we? We need better if we're going to rise up that table. And don't, like I say, don't get me wrong. Vicario made some fantastic saves in his time at Spurs, but commanding his box, people, for whatever reason, when there's a corner or a set piece or whatever it might be, he's not very good at it. So, listen, he moves on. He goes to Juventus. Good luck to the fella. Got nothing against him. Got nothing against none of them, by the way, whatsoever. have a great career, mate. Obviously, he's only on loan. He might come back at the end of next season, but that's for Spurs to sort out, isn't it?
Right,
At the
I
end
am
of the
back. The
He's
noise
back.
has ceased. The noise has. See, how the hell am I meant to get any? Well, even though I got up early-ish to come on here, how the hell am I meant to get any sleep? Even if I was doing a full night till 6 in the morning, drives me insane, man.
Mark, I ain't being funny, mate. Right,
I'm
we've
hearing a
got the
banging on the door,
same
mate.
problem upstairs.
Hey,
Right, I've had to go and knock on the door last night and virtually threaten a geezer. Right, they're doing whatever they're doing above us up here. Yeah, but they don't go in and start doing stuff till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're dragging shit across the floor and all sorts, mate. And it's 3 nights it's gone on for. So I went up there last night. I said to him, "You need to pack it in, mate." I said, "Otherwise, I'm going to pack you in." It's as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? I said, "You do what you want, mate. I understand you've got to do your flat, do whatever." I said, "But do me a favour, mate. Don't start dropping shit on the floor, heavy shit, and dragging stuff across the floor because it's doing my Sweden. I don't get no sleep as it is." Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So be normal. Turn up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Make your
yeah,
row then. Do what you've got to do. It's
yeah,
daytime. You know what I mean? But just look at you, don't they? Huh?
uh,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? But anyway, yeah, that's that. Big up,
yes.
Flicks. Morning to you, mate. Hope you're good. Here we go.
Here we are. Now,
Kate's in.
is your arm well enough to do it,
Well,
mate?
it'll have to be, Sheriff. I'm going to lift. It's killing me, mate.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
know
it's
it is. You told
killing
me.
again, mate. Yeah, I'll lift it up with that arm and then just hold it with that one. There you go. Morning, Kate. Hope you're well. And it's squeeze time. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Sheriff.
squeeze.
And two today, Kate. There you go, Kate. Morning to you. Hope you're well this
There
morning,
you go.
Kate. 5:25 a.m. Kate was in the house. My word.
Good God.
Big up to you, Kate, anyway. She says, "Where's the bomber?" Kate's saying now, "Where's the bomber?
When were
We
they
were
about?
supposed to be getting," she says. Uh, she thinks the front stinks. It stinks up front, Richie, tell Mikey Moore. Think this
I think.
season we will be in trouble again,
hmm,
Kate says.
I think the bomber was about. Was it Friday or Saturday? They come over here. There was two of them come over here. Friday or Saturday. I
It
can't
could
say
have
I
been.
heard one Sunday, and I didn't. Well, I was at work all day, so I didn't hear any yesterday either.
Just for anyone that doesn't understand what Sheriff's going on about, he has these B1 bombers fly
Yes,
across his
yes.
house most weeks. So he counts them up
Well,
now because
nearly
there's
every day,
more
mate.
bombers
It's nearly
flying
every
across
day.
Sheriff's house than there
Yes.
is at Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, I'm not saying I live to Fairford because they're flying out of that US base up Fairford. That's like Swindon way, I think, is up there. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not, as the crow flies, it's not a million miles. And they're not low over here, but you can definitely, they got a very distinctive sound.
yeah, yeah,
When they go over, the rumbling goes on for like a couple of minutes
yeah, yeah.
because they're
A,
so powerful. The
a good
engines are
few
so
miles.
powerful.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah.
rumbles and rumbles. It's not like a jetliner when that goes over.
There you go, see? Learn
Just
something new
rumbles
every
and
day on here.
rumbles and rumbles and rumbles. You can still hear it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, like I say, Sheriff's getting all the bombers, but
Yes.
Tottenham are not at the moment. So perhaps he could divert a couple to White Hart Lane. Who knows? Who
Sometimes
knows?
living in my town, I wish I'd opened the doors up and drop a few. Not on my house, obviously, but like
Obviously not. No,
hmm,
no.
there's a few
Um,
houses. There's a few areas I wish could be targeted.
and we all got areas we wish could be targeted,
Yes,
Sheriff.
just saying. Just
Ye-
saying.
yes. Morning to Logan. Logan's in this morning.
We got.
Morning, Cookie and Sheriff. Absolutely. Thanks, Logan. Appreciate you. And he's
Oh,
continued his
hang on.
trend.
I haven't even seen this, mate.
He's going to be skint by the end of the month if he carries on
He's
like
won the
this. I know
lottery.
that.
He has won the lottery. I swear it.
Yeah, yeah. He's Logan has turned into. I can't remember the bloke's name there. There
Geldof.
was a there was a bloke on one of the channels. He had a fan, and every day he sent in a super sticker. I can't remember his name now. Is it Dean? Could be Dean. Yeah, Dean Law. There's a fella called Dean Law, and on one of the channels, every day for God knows, I can't remember how far back, this fella's put in this super sticker every day. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. And Logan, fair play to you, mate. We appreciate you, mate.
I believe Logan is turning into Bob Geldof.
Well,
Feed
maybe.
the world. Feed
Yeah,
the world.
feed Cookie and Sheriff. Anyway,
Yeah,
no,
well,
I'm
yeah,
joking.
hang on a minute.
You know,
Let's stuff the world, just feed Cookie and Sheriff.
that's it. That'll do. And just make sure we'll make sure you get a little bit, Logan. All right.
You ain't getting
Morning
off
to
my
you.
plate.
Joey's in. Morning to Joey.
Oh,
Hope
hang
you're
on a
well.
minute. Hang on a minute.
Oh, what? Oh, sorry, Logan. Sorry, mate.
Always a double.
Double. It's a double.
Always a
There you
double.
go. Big up, Logan. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it. Joey's in. He says, morning. If we don't get the forwards in, I don't think we will, in brackets. We all know how this goes. 20 points off top by December. Fans will call for the manager to go. Enoch, get away with it again. Sheriff, your thoughts on Mr. Barton's comment there about if we do start slowly and we are off the 8 ball as such, the fans could turn on RDZ. Come on, Sheriff. Tell them.
Historically, this is true because it happens every time. Enoch do the bare minimum and then claim that they backed him. And it's like I said, we are like 20 points off the top by Christmas, struggling to even get a bloody Europa spot or anything like that. It depends what goes on in January. We get knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup. Season's done, just as the new year's starting. And then Enoch sort of said, well, hang on a minute, we've give you this, this, and this. And you're not doing what we expected of you. Because how many times has it happened, mate? It's
Yeah,
nearly
it has
every
happened.
minute, isn't it?
Surely his response will be, but
Yeah.
you did everything that I asked you to, but you gave me no forwards. How can I score goals?
Yeah, well, to be honest, mate, I'm going to flip the scenario a little bit. I think if we don't get any forwards or any better forwards, should I say, I can see a Conte-style speech coming out
Oh, don't,
at
Sheriff.
some stage. Disa Club and all that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Because, well, I don't obviously know him personally, but you've seen it at other clubs, mate. He gets wound up fairly easily.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to support him at the end of the day, Sheriff. Like we keep saying,
Allegedly, mate, this is the plan. Money's no object. We got more bread than Warburton's, more peas than Birdseye, all that stuff.
Yeah. More broccoli than Iceland.
Yes, all that, mate. All of that and more. Money is no object.
I get it. Big up, Joe. Morning to you, mate. I'll whiz for a few now, and then we'll bring Steve in. Dingo's in. Morning, Muppets. Morning to you, Dingo. Jimmy's in. Light number 7, sunny and warm up in the northwest.
Well, we've gone past that anyway. I would just check the situation on the like button, mate.
There we go. Steve's left his comment. Good morning, guys, and all in the chat. If we sign any players, they need to be registered by Friday at 12 to play on Saturday.
We are on 52, mate. I know it's nearly half an hour in.
That's all right. No, I did check, and we equalled. We got to 50 about 24 minutes, 40 seconds. There you go. So
there you go.
Well done, everyone. Thank you very much, by the way. Well done.
Big yourselves up.
Steve says, according to Romano, the Gakpo deal is not off. It's not off, people. Liverpool need to replace first. And we've had this conversation, Sheriff, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Where even though we're the club with all the money, like you say, all the peas, all the bread, we are still a cog in a wheel when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur buying players from other clubs because, like Steve says here, all they'll come back and say is, well, yeah, we don't want to lose him like Gakpo, Liverpool with Gakpo. We don't want to lose him, but we've got to find a replacement first.
And I did hear that they don't really want to sell him.
No, I don't think they do, mate. Unless that's, you know, paper talk or whatever else.
Well,
But,
then again, I don't believe anything on the internet anyway.
Well, no, there you go. Morning to Jane. Morning, Jane. Hope you're well this morning. Big up to you. Super Lee's in. Get over to Lee. Give him a sub over there. He's doing well at the moment. And Stu, hope you're well this morning. Big up to you both.
Definitely.
Wembers is in. Big up Wembers. YouTube member, I hasten to add. Just a quick one. He says, morning, Mark and Mark. Sav's show was interesting last night by highlighting the strikers who are moving around Europe. It's highlighted the incompetence of whatever scouting system we had. Wembers, I'll just pipe my bit in first. We know our scouts are shit, mate. It's been going on for so long. You heard me on here months ago calling Mackenzie and he's lot out. I didn't receive a reply, by the way. Shocking, mate. Shocking. They've all got to go. All of that scouting system, Lange, Vinay, all of them need to go, and De Zerbi needs to put his people in place. That's it from me. I think shocking, absolutely shocking.
No, I didn't watch Savas. I didn't even realise he was live. Because it's very rare Sava to do a live.
Yeah.
These days, obviously, big up Sava. Hope the job's going well, mate.
Yep, absolutely.
And he was on last night, was he?
Yeah, he done nearly a 4-hour stream last night. Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Did he? Yeah. I have to. I'll rewatch some of that later because I always like what Sava's got to say.
Like I say, I haven't seen it. I was on live last night with Danalist, which was a very interesting chat. Dan kept going after I left, and I'd been on there nearly 3 hours. So he did a 4-hour special last night, I think, as well.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So
there's a lot of people now doing like 4, 5, 6, 7 hours.
Yeah.
It's driving me insane being on it.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. So that's that. Anyway, Pete's in. Morning, Pete. Hope you're well. Morning, Cookie Bossman. Hope you're all good. Yeah, we're all good, Peachy. Scotty's in. Scotty Ironman. Rodney's in. Big up, Rodney. The Aussie Spur is in the house. Big up to the Aussie Spur. David's in. David, he says, late again, lads. You need one of those teas-made alarm clocks. David, all I'll say is, if you'd have had the amount of sleep I've had in the last month, mate, you'd have been late as well. And this geezer here next to me, he's just done a double shift, 10 hours with an hour in between, Mark? Something like that, was it?
Hour and a half, maybe. I come in and I got home and got some scran, mate.
There you go. We're here, though, David. That's the main thing. We're here, David.
Committed to the cause.
Well, yes, absolutely. We're committed to the cause. And because Mark's at work, we don't really get a chance to speak to each other, David. So when we get in here in the morning at sort of 9:20, we have a bit of a chinwag, and sometimes it might go a minute or two over. So apologies, David, for the lateness.
Or 5, like it was this morning.
Yeah.
So I suddenly looked at the time on my thing, and it said 9:35.
Oh my word!
Oh dear!
Yeah. Oh, good. Jezza is in this morning. Big up to you, Jezza. Hope you're good. Aussie Ange, Jamie, Bourbon Buzzard's in. Morning to Bourbon Buzzard. He said, if Savio and Gakpo move are now in doubt, then I'll panic. I think everyone will, Bourbon. But it will also be a damning indictment of Lange, Vinay for no plan B. And I'll add to that on the end, Bourbon, Enoch as a whole. To the end of that.
Quite agree.
Gorb is in. Paul Pablo's in. Big up to both of you. Marcus is in. Obviously not working the Swole Ball. Perhaps he is, Marcus. I don't know. You're up and down the road like a nutcase, you, mate. But big up to you. Hope you're well. Billy Andrews is in. Big up, Billy. Stevie Combo.
Big up.
You know what, Steve? I'll take that. honestly, mate, I would take that. Right now, if you said to me, those three guaranteed 1 billion% will be in by the time the window closes,
Yeah,
I'll take that.
yeah. But to be honest, anything's better than nothing now.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't want there to be anything. I don't want the anything to literally be anything, no, because that sort of points towards panicking. And we don't want no panic signings.
No, we don't. And this is where I am, Paul. I've just got to say, this is why I'm worried, mate. Let's have the truth, Paul says. This front line will only finish near the trap door. Sorry to say, we need a complete revamp of 4 players for the front line and a number 10. I have said it.
Yeah,
I have said it,
yeah.
Paul. I didn't expect it would happen in this window, and it hasn't so far. And I don't think it will because they've got so many players coming back. I don't think they want to go down that road. Listen, maybe they'll shock me and go and buy a number 10, but I don't think they will, mate. I'd be shocked if they do, to be
Well,
honest.
the thing with that though is we've got 2 or 3 here already, haven't we?
Yeah,
It's
even
just
though
none of them are
they're
fit.
injured. Yeah.
Yeah, none of them.
We'll have to see what happens, Paul, with that one. Big up to you, mate.
No, so
The
are they
other
going to pay
Paul's in.
someone else? Are they going to pay someone else? All right, you might be fit, but when you got there's at least 2 in that area, probably 3 or 4. I'm just not very good with
Injured.
your brain this time in one, but they're all injured. So are they going to bring another one in?
I don't know, mate.
Or are they just going to pray that Maddis gets fit all of a sudden?
Don't know, mate. The other Paul's in. The answer to your question, Paul, is no. Sorry to move on quickly, but that's where we are.
No.
Morning to you, Paul. Hope you're well this morning. Joe's in. Morning, Joe. Hope you're well this morning. Big up to you. Ghost is in.
Big up.
Mero's in. Big up to
Big up.
Mero. Spurs side chat's in. Marianne's in. Morning to YouTube member Marianne. Hope you're well this
Original
morning.
YouTube member.
Absolutely. Johnny Fitz is in. Morning to you, John. Hope you're well. Where are we? Just make sure there's any more before we bring Steve in. We Are Spurs TV is in the house.
Morning.
Joey's in. I've already comment from Joey. Lang and Vin, I should go. But if they're working within a remit from Enoch and are fulfilling it, then why would Enoch sack them? But they ain't fulfilling it, Joe, anyway, are they? Where's the forwards?
Well, that's our eyes. And maybe not be Enoch's eyes.
Well, I don't give a fuck what Enoch think. We ain't got no forwards.
Yes.
Have we? But I get what you're saying, Joe. I get what you're saying, mate. Glug's in. Morning, Glug. Hope you're well this morning. No, we was just talking about before, Glug, you know. Why has it took so long? Why has it been 6-7 weeks and no signing? There's got to be a reason for it. There's got to be a reason for it. So we'll find out in the washing, no doubt, later down the road. Eddie's in. Morning, Eddie, to you. Hope you're well.
Afternoon,
Alfie All's in. The Prez is in. Big up to Phil.
Big
Hope
up.
you're well.
Big up, Philly.
The future's bright. And Lily White is in the house this morning. Morning to me and the top shagger. There you go. That's you, Sheriff, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah. So Future says you're the top shagger, mate.
I ain't been called Shagger for years. Well, there's one bloke that comes in and says, morning shaggers, isn't it?
Well, yeah. There you go. Finn's in. Morning, Finn. Vinny, bro. I ain't seen you, Vinny. Hope you're well this morning. Vic, for me, overly aggressive when he came to blaming others. Just a shame that he wasn't aggressive attacking crosses. There you go.
He was a bit like Dracula, wasn't he? He was scared of him.
Well, oh dear. Jane, I don't mess about, love. I don't mess about. When people wind me up like that, like last night and the last 3 nights before that, I give people a bit of grace. Do you know what I mean? They're moving in. It's upstairs flat. Who knows? Right? But ridiculous, Jane. Honestly, absolutely ridiculous. When I talk about dragging stuff across the floor. It sounds like he's got an upside down bucket and he's literally dragging it across the floor, or something that's metal, an object or something, and they're dragging it backwards and forwards, whatever it is. You know, man, does my head in. But
Yeah.
there you go, Jane. It is what it is. Morning to snipers. Hope you're well, snipers, this morning. Just trying to get through everyone or most people. Razzle dazzle, big up to
We
you.
got
The world under is in the
Oh,
house.
here
I'll
he
let
is.
Sheriff read that quick before I get to the next one. Spurs rule says Enoch out. Golden Sun's in. Big up to you, Golden. Darren's in this morning. Big up to you, Darren. Mia's in.
Big up,
66
Mia.
and counting is in the house. You lot, make sure everyone, please, is subscribed to the channel. How many did I say away, Mark?
39. What?
39. 39 away. That is correct. Morning, Sean. Hope you're well this morning, mate. Morning
Big
to
up.
Richard. Hope you're well this
38,
morning.
mate.
There
38.
you go. So we've had one more. Big up to you lot. Winkle's in. Silly Singularity's in. Jamie's in. Big up, Jamie.
Big up.
Sonny's in. F. Sank's in. There's so many of you. Rinketic's in. Big up, Rinketic.
Big
Hope
up.
you're well this morning, mate. Yeah, we're nearly there now. There you go. And the Stoic's in. Big up the Stoic.
Big up.
Mario's in. Big up to
Big
Mario. And Capone is in the house, 1979. Hope you are well. I have got to the bottom. Steve, sorry to keep you waiting, mate. How are you this morning? And 3 days to go, Steve, to Brentford. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm all good this morning. Yeah, all good. Hope you guys are well, especially Sheriff. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause he looks knackered.
When he told me, Steve, last night, he said to me, "You'll never believe it." I said, "What?" He said, "I've got another shift tonight if I want it." I said, "Are you going home then?" He said, "Well, it'll be like an hour in between." He said, "But I'm going to go and do another 10." He said, "I've just finished in this 10 hour and I'm off to do the next 10 hour." It's off his head, mate. Used to do that sort of stuff when I was 18, 19, double shifts and all that. Not when you're an old man.
When the second shift is right on your doorstep, mate.
Well, I know.
And you save yourself your money, and I'm on it tonight. And now I've done it for a couple of nights.
Yeah.
I'll probably be on it till the job's finished in 3 weeks. How much fuel's that going to save me driving halfway around bloody the world to get to work?
Yeah, I know, mate. Yeah, go on, Steve. Give us 5 minutes, mate.
Yeah, how am I feeling? I'm getting a little bit anxious now, if I'm brutally honest. I was quite upbeat the other day, and now I'm a bit like, I don't know. It's just the same old, isn't it? It's just like, I mean, we was having this conversation weeks ago. Will they change? They've done really good business. Will they change? And it looks like they're reverting to type again, doesn't it? So, I am very, very anxious now about going into Saturday's game. So
now you lot know how I felt last week, Steve, when I was saying, "Is anything else going to happen?" And don't get me wrong, it might still do. Who knows, Steve? Thoughts
did you
about? Go on,
did you,
Steve.
did you see the WhatsApp I sent you about the club badge next season?
Yes, I did, Steve. What are people's thoughts on that? Could you explain that a bit more, Steve? I don't know what the words are. It's not almost like a sewn on. It's yeah. Go on, Steve.
It's a monogram, so it's the original THFC logo from back a while ago. Is it like it's literally the THFC? Yeah, that's what it will say on the shirts apparently next season, which tied in with the whole Nike story and things like that. So I think, and someone said, they put the AIA on there, but obviously we all know that this is the last season that AIA are going to be on the front of the shirt.
Yeah.
So have a different. I don't know who it's going to be next season, unless Nike have got something like an affiliation with Nike, and they may put that on the logo. I don't know, but yeah, it's they. I like it.
I was just going to say, what do you think of it, Steve? Go on.
I love it. I think it's great.
It's definitely different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely different. Yeah. If anyone hasn't seen it, I don't know where you'd go to look at it, Steve. Would you just go on a shirt site or something, or go on Spurs official to see it, or I'm not
Yeah, well,
sure.
I don't know how, like, if it is 100% true, but I saw it and I was like, do you know what? Actually, quite. But I saw it again this morning on something else, but I can't remember what it was. It popped up again this morning, so
Yeah.
but yeah,
Well,
I'm up for it, mate.
it'll be interesting to see what the take is from the fans on it. The cockerel's been on the shirt for, I can't remember. God knows. Um, can't remember how far back the cockerel's been on the shirt. A long time.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. What do you think fans will think of it, Steve? I know you like it, but do you think it's a step away from Tottenham as such, in the regard that the cockerel isn't on the shirt? I don't know.
Who's that to me? Sorry.
Yeah,
Is that to
Steve. Sorry, mate.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry, mate. Yeah, no, do you know, I don't know. The thing is, wasn't that THFC logo on the shirts before? Years ago, and then they went to the cop.
It may well have been. Have you seen
Yeah.
the bad sheriff?
I
There's been
thought that was someone sort of joking a bit.
mate. I don't know. I didn't look
Is that
into it that
serious?
deep, but
It's got
Steve
the
sent
old,
it yesterday. Yeah.
it's got the old the THFC that's all sort of mumbled up.
Yeah.
That was on the badge in
Go on.
early 80s.
Was it?
I believe it was. That's
Yeah,
when they had. Can you remember when they had the full badge, not just the cockerel, but there was a couple of castles
Yeah.
and there was some sort of shieldy bit underneath on there
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. I believe in the ball of the cockerel, it wasn't a basketball like it is now. There was that THFC thing, like what I saw yesterday.
Right. Got you.
Personally,
Yeah.
I
Got
don't
you.
like it. I mean, the cockerel's us.
Yeah. Fair
Personally,
play, mate. Fair play. Yeah. Listen, things changed, didn't they, over time? And yeah, it is what it is. Where am I on
is it
here?
a
Let's
case
have a
of
look. Go
is
on.
it a case of Enoch trying to destroy a bit more of our history?
That was the point I was alluding to.
Just asking.
I
Yeah.
don't. I think it might have something to do with Nike as well. I think Nike. Maybe if there is a deal with Nike, they've kind of come to an agreement over it. Maybe I don't know. That's part of the stipulation. Maybe
Could be, Steve. It could be. It could
I,
be.
I don't know. Look, it's part of our history, right? So the cock will always be, our logo. But I think, like you say, a lot of clubs have done it now, haven't they? They've changed their kind of.
Exactly, and they can call the new stadium what they like.
Yeah.
But to me, it's White Hart Lane.
Yeah,
Always.
but I
Call
don't.
it what you like.
For me, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is a little bit underwhelming, if I'm brutally honest, and it has been since it's been open. I'd rather have like a stadium, but like if you're going to call it anything, it's got to be the Bill Nicholson Stadium, right?
There you go, Steve.
Yeah, there could be that.
There's lots
Although,
of things. Yeah. It'll
but
just be
personally,
called the Nike Arena, mate, won't it, or something like that. That's what it'll be called if
I
it
don't
is
care
Nike.
what it's officially called. To me, it's White Hart Lane. That's it. That is it. End of
Yeah.
story. I don't
So
care
you
what
so
they
you
call
could
it.
say, Sheriff, just do it and call it White Hart Lane, then, yeah?
Just do it.
No. If it's going to bring money in the club, I'm all for getting naming rights.
Steve, can you do us a favour? When you're not talking, could you mute your thing? Because there's some really weird noise coming from the back of you. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
give me my fan, mate. Sorry, 1 minute. I'll
All
mute.
right, mate. Yeah,
It
no
sounds like
worries.
you're underwater.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I was just going to say it sounds like it's underwater. Yeah,
No,
it's gone now, Steve. It's
to
gone
be
now.
honest, I don't care what they call the place. And I believe a lot of fans will be like that as well. You call it the Amazon Stadium, the Nike Stadium, Nike's the latest one, the whatever stadium. Everyone will just call it White Hart Lane anyway.
Well, it'll always be White Hart Lane to me, mate.
Because if you listen to Spurs fans online, and it's not, oh, you're going down the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next week. It's you're going down White Hart Lane.
White Hart Lane. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Fans will call it what they choose to call it. no matter what it's called.
Right, Sonny, I'm going to try and do it for you. I don't know. See, I don't know how to get stuff up on the screen, Sonny. The only way I can do this is try and show you on my phone. Hold on a minute.
What's this, mate? Send it me on WhatsApp and I'll bring it up.
This emblem thing, yeah. I'll send it to Mark and I'll get Mark to bring it up on the thing, Sonny.
Yeah.
All right, just keep talking for a minute, Mark, while I find this.
No. This is serious, is it?
Yeah, apparently so. I just got to find it.
Because obviously I missed a lot of the chat because I was working most of yesterday.
Yeah, right. Here we go.
Right,
I'll send you the picture now, Mark.
All right.
And then you'll be able to bring the whole thing up, and then the chat can have their comment on it. Then you know what I mean. So, I'm doing it. Just hold on a second. Where is he? There he is.
I got WhatsApp open. I'm at the ready. Here we go. Yes, I can see you're typing. There we go.
There you go.
Right.
Like it's going to be on it.
Oh, Steve, there's still a terrible sound coming from the back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it sounds like you're underwater, mate.
Bloody
hell. Come out and come back in again.
All right, Steve, yeah, go out and come back in, mate. Thanks, mate.
Right. Let's see. Got to remember how to do this now, mate.
Thank you so much.
Right.
You all right? Won't be long, darling. He's doing it. I know the sheriff is doing it. That's it. Hang on, and I'll bring it up. There you go. There it is. So that's the emblem that they're talking about. Now, how true it is, I don't know.
Zoomed in too much, or is it about right?
No, that's all right there. But rather than it being like it's sewn as such, I know it's not sewn, but that is the emblem that they're talking about. How true it is, I don't know. But what are people's thoughts on that emblem if that was to be the case?
It was quite a bad years ago, but like, surely the cockerel's got to be on there, hasn't it?
Well, you would have thought so, but it's not. So it'll be interesting to see if that, in fact, is the emblem on the shirt for next season or whenever it might come into effect. I don't know. Let us know in the chat what you think about that. That's what we've had come through to us. Again, how true it is, I don't know, but we can only tell you what's going on. As such.
It's probably just some more nonsense off the internet.
Well, it could be.
To be honest,
Sheriff, I don't know, mate. Like I say, stuff gets sent, and it has a bit of a lingo to it, and you think, well, perhaps it is. You know what I mean? And you check who's sending this stuff out, and it seemed pretty legit. So again, I could be wrong. I do, but people, give us your views on that emblem on the Spurs shirt, and let us know what you think. Alfred's in this morning. Big up to Alfred. Hope you're well this morning, mate. Big up to you. My old mate Craig Lander's in. By the way, I have a hunch we will sign Jackson and Savinio.
Jackson, that's the Chelsea lad, yeah? The young one.
Yeah. 84 chances to score 1 goal. Well, it's not that bad, but
well,
you know.
Or if he plays us 1 to score against us.
Well, yeah, he got hat-trick, didn't he?
Yes, I know. I thought it was him that got the hat-trick.
Yeah, there you go. And Capone's coming. To be fair to Capone, there's no messing about with this fella. Right?
No.
He said he's not happy. And there are centre forwards available, like Biznik. I don't know how to say half of these names, Capone. I don't want to murder him. Aslani, Jochen Pinochelli, but they are not Prem proven. So Spurs will stick with sore throat Solanke and Pigeon no control.
Yeah.
They're going to have to look outside Capone, aren't they?
I'm not being funny. There must be players in the Championship or lower leagues or leagues
Europe.
abroad. Look,
Yeah,
I'll give you a fine example of someone who's smashing it out in the championship at the moment.
go on.
And unfortunately, we sold him. Lancashire.
Yeah.
Is it 3 in 2 games he's got?
So I've got 2 or he's got 3. I can't.
Well, he scored 2 the weekend, mate. I'm not
Oh,
sure
well, he's got 3 then because he scored
Yeah.
1 in the first one. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There you go. Will Lancashire. Again, there's another question. Would you have let Will Lancashire go if you knew now what you know, that there's no forwards that have come in yet?
Yeah. I
Let me keep saying yet, because I'm going to keep giving them the benefit of the doubt until the window closes.
September the 1st.
That's where I am with it now.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed off with them, to be quite honest with you.
And to sort of revise that question a little bit,
Yeah.
would you have sold Will Lancashire with, at the moment, the only fit striker we've got is the Pigeon? Because Solanke seems to have been injured yet again. It's not the first time, is it?
No, it's not.
And it won't be the last. So,
Yeah.
to me, it was a... I understand why they did it, because they don't fancy him. They don't think he's ever going to be the main man for Tottenham. So I understand what you do. If you can get a 20 mil win, so be it. But it does leave us very short, mate. Seeing as you imagine if Pigeon gets his wings clipped on Saturday.
Well, this was a part of the conversation on Dan's last night.
Well, I apologise. I
Mark,
wasn't.
no, it's
Fingers
fine.
to the bone and all that.
No, it's fine. Look, there's 2 strikers there. One's injured, one not. We normally know that once Solanke's back, Richarlison will get injured.
Oh yeah,
right. We know how it works, right? As far as that's concerned. If you knew what you knew now, you probably wouldn't have let Lancashire go.
No.
Right? But they obviously didn't think he was up to it for whatever reason, whoever makes those decisions at Tottenham. And, excuse me, at the end of the day, he's got to Middlesbrough and he's got a point to prove now. And look, let's see if he proves it. It's only 2 games. But
at the moment, it looks like he is.
Yeah, Joey's in. Yeah, he says 1921 FA Cup final. We had the cockerel first. Thanks, Joey, for that information. Daniel's in this morning. Big up to you, Daniel. Seat of the Fourth is in as well. And Maz is in. And he says, you're underwater again. Maz, don't, mate. Honestly, this bloody YouTube and StreamYard, it drives you up the wall, mate. It really does.
Now, Seat of the Fourth, I recognise you. I recognise that name from Tottenham away, mate.
That's it.
Always on their shows and that.
Yes.
Always on their shows and that. Lives in America, I believe.
Well,
the other side of the pond, mate, I believe.
Could well be. Joey says it goes back to Harry Hotspur and the cockerel fighting, but was on the shirt first in 21.
Oh, there we go.
Thanks, Joey, for that. Appreciate that.
See, how many more streams do you get history lessons?
Not many, mate. Not many, especially when it's the chat giving the history lesson, as such.
We don't rely on us to give history lessons.
They're giving the answers. Celery Agent's in. Big up, Celery Agent. He says the guest has horrible audio noises. Yes.
Yes, he did.
Steve will probably join us in a bit. Celery Agent, he's probably trying to get it sorted out. So big up to him. Simon's in this morning. Are you in a submarine?
I believe that's Steve he was talking about, mate.
Yes, Steve is definitely in a submarine. And Joe says, is Steve treading water?
Well, to me, I reckon he's, if I remember is that Paul or is that Bournemouth? He might be heading over to Brownsea Island.
Oh.
And if you go over there, mate, there's red squirrels there. Because the grey buggers ain't swum over there yet.
There you go. Here's a question for you from Winkle. You'll love this. Going on from the shirt, and the emblem,
Mhm.
the motif on the shirt. Winkle says, what they going to do? Take the cockerel down from the roof? I don't
Well,
think they'll do that. I'd be
no.
shocked if they did that. I would be.
Put it this way,
Actually, Winkle, I would be fucking horrified if they did that, to be
not
quite honest.
not that I don't put anything beyond DNIC, man. They're capable of anything. But if they did that, they'd be absolute. Well, we had, I say we, the fans that go to the games, and that were nagging them long enough to put it
Yeah,
up. It took them ages to put the bloody thing up there in the first place.
I'm not having that, Sheriff. Even if the motif changes, right? There's no way that cockerel should be removed
No.
from up there.
If you
Never.
remember,
Sorry.
if you remember the old, if you remember the old ground, mate,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was certainly a cockerel on the west stand, and I believe there might have been one on the east stand as well.
Hang on a minute.
I
Where's
believe so.
the?
I believe there was. He'll agree with me after he's doing what he's doing. Is
Yeah,
that in the cup of tea already?
I was looking for something else. I have got. Yeah, there it is. Look, look. Listen, you can't see it up there. Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ah, right, here we go.
Yeah, look. That's the original one. I don't know if everyone can see that.
That's
That's
the
the
west stand.
original one when they was putting the original up, and that's signed by Pat Jennings.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone can see that. I'm
Yeah.
sure you've all seen the things before, but yeah, that's the original one. So that's why I was looking around for the picture.
Signed by
There we
Pat
go. That's back
Jennings.
up there now.
Signed by Pat Jennings, mate. Did he sign it
Sorry
with?
about that. I had to show that because
No. But if you said
you
that
know,
picture is signed by Pat Jennings,
yeah.
did he sign it with a telegraph pole
Well,
the size of his hands?
good
I'm
old
just
Pat.
asking.
I love Pat, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Well, yeah.
he's a ledge at Spurs. Absolute ledge. Yeah. So there you go, Winkle. That's the original cockerel that went up on the original ground, as you could probably tell. But mate, it is what it is, isn't it? Let's hope the cockerel stays, because I won't be happy if they remove it, Winkle. I'll tell you that now. Finn's in, big up to Finn. He says, according to BBC Sport, Spurs are considering a move for PSG defender Zabarini. Interesting. We need a right back, don't we? Is he a right back by any chance, Finn?
I have no idea.
Zabarini, I've heard. Is it Cambiasso? I've heard him mentioned as well as a right back for Spurs. Mrs. is in again. Morning, love. Sorry, sweetheart. Thank you.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Hang on, mate. I just got a phone call.
Yeah, you carry on, mate. You carry on. They probably want him in on a double shift again if they. Yeah. Big up to the sheriff, mate. Honestly, that's hard going, that, isn't it? Do 10 hours, and about 8 hours in, your governor says, any chance you want to do 10 hours tonight as well, when you're just sort of an hour before going home? Don't get me wrong, I would have probably said yes as well. But it's hard going, that 20 hours. Fair play to him. Fair play. We Are Spurs TV says Vicario doesn't need a plane to get from England to Italy. He can just flat there since he's so good at it. Big up. We Are Spurs TV. I hope you're well, mate. Big up to you. I think Steve's just texted me there. What's he put? Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, Steve. I'll put it in the bottom again, mate. Bear with me 1 second, people. Let me see if we can get Steve back in. Hopefully the underground water noises have gone. There you go, Steve. It's back in the bottom again for you, mate. World Under says, I thought that noise was Viv under the table. Winkle's not happy, by the way. Winkle, I can tell Winkle's not happy. He says, taking away our identity. It's part of the plan. We'll revisit that, Winkle. We'll revisit that, especially if this motif they've got comes out on that shirt. Let's see if that happens first. And then I'll tell you something, mate. I'll put a petition in for that cockerel not to come down. Whatever it is that you have to do to slow it down, I will do it because I'm not having it. Morning, Steve. You're back again, Steve. We was just talking about Winkle. Can you hear me, Steve?
Yeah, can hear you fine. Yeah,
That's better, mate. You're clear as a bell now.
that's all right.
Winkle was just talking about, the emblem on the shirt,
Yeah.
and he was saying, could they go as far as to take the cockerel down from the top of the stand? Where are you with that, mate? Because he's saying now, which is a fair comment to be honest.
Yeah.
Are they taking away our identity? Is it part of the plan?
I don't think they'll take the cockerel down from the stand, to be fair. They're just mixing up the shirt, I think, to be fair.
Yeah. I get
Yeah,
that. I
I
get
think
it.
that's
I
what
get
they want to do, and like you say, like if that it goes back to Harry Hotspur, right? That emblem, doesn't it? Right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think if it's an identity thing, I think I don't really agree with that because obviously, like Harry Hotspur is going back, so it's going back to the past. So you could say it's a, a good thing, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? Just mixing it up, I think. But I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Mm.
that's where I am with it, mate. To be honest with you.
I haven't. Listen, I just remember the cockerel being on the shirt,
Yeah.
right? I haven't got a problem with the shirt motif changing. It still recognises TH. I haven't got a problem with that, right? But I would have a problem, Steve, if they mentioned anything about taking down that cockerel from that stadium. Hopefully, like you say, it won't ever happen. But I'll tell you what, if there's ever any mention of it, I'll be on it like a carb on it, mate, because that's part of that's part of me and part of everyone else who's been going to Tottenham for years.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
it's iconic, isn't it? They even went as far as to when they replaced that with the cockerel. They even put the dent in it from Gaza,
Yeah.
Gaza hitting it with the ball, didn't they? So
Yeah.
No, it was
No,
Gaza shooting it with an air rifle.
yeah,
that's
so,
correct.
so
Yeah.
they obviously they had planning when they did that to try and sort of like keep something from the past. You know what I mean? So I don't think they'll ever. The cockerel is iconic, right? So as long as the cockerel still stays on the top of the stadium, look with the shirt, just if they want to mix it up with them, go back to the days of Harry Hotspur history, then that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Obviously, I want the AIA to go, which we all know is going to happen at the end of this season.
Yeah.
Because I think
They'll probably sponsor us again, Steve.
the only AIA you will see will be on the training kits, right? So whoever's going to be the shirt sponsor next year, we don't know as yet. It could
Please
be,
let it be blue.
yeah. If it is something to do with this whole Nike apparent Nike deal, whatever, I think that may have something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. So I'm not sure, but we all know AIA is going at the end of the season anyway. So hopefully there'll be no more red.
Yeah.
And
Fair play, Steve. Fair play.
and I can reveal live on the show. Guess what the call was about?
Oh. I don't know. Work.
Viv,
Do I want to do tonight and tomorrow in the
What,
daytime?
daytime?
Yeah.
Like tomorrow night and then daytime.
No, tonight,
Yeah.
and then go to work in the morning. And I said,
Another
hang on.
20-hour special,
And
Sharon.
I said, hang on a
one
minute,
brain
mate.
coming.
I said, hang on a minute, mate. I said, you're like a mid-20s bloke. I said, I'm nearly retired. I said, if you could knock 30 years ago, I said, I'd have probably done it. But I said, I ain't doing it now. I said, I feel like I've been beat up now.
Sorry, have you just seen World Under's comment come right down the bottom?
No, we
No.
haven't, and we're not bringing it up. Whatever it is, I haven't seen it. Don't you encourage him.
Morning, Maz. Hope you're well, Maz, this morning. How
Morning,
are you,
mate. Yeah, not well. As good as I can be, you know.
Morning, lads.
Yeah.
Morning, Steve.
Another
sure.
day goes
Big up,
past,
Maz.
Maz, and we're still nowhere nearer to getting these forwards in. Just continue a minute, Mark. I've got to take this jumper off, mate. I'm having a Barney. Go on, mate.
Oh, here we go. It's a striptease.
Yeah.
What other shows do you get a striptease on as well? Look at this stuff. Anyway, sorry, Matt. Sorry, Matt. What was you saying?
Well, I'm just saying, as the days go by, they're just proving us cynical sods right, aren't they? And they seem to do that every single year, don't they?
Yes.
It's amazing how right we can be every year. It's like we're, it's like we can see the future.
It's almost a Zomaz. We've seen it all before.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah,
I love to. I just wonder where all of those people are when they're saying, "Oh, just be patient." They can't do it all in one window and all that sort of stuff. And you're right. There's limits to what you can and can't do in a window. You can't just buy a whole squad. Well, you can, I guess. Didn't who did that last year or the year before? Sunderland did it, didn't they?
Yeah,
but
right.
but it's I just knew it. As soon as I started seeing the defenders coming into positions that, yes, needed sorting, but they weren't the top priority, in my gut, I was just like, what are they doing? What are they doing? It's like they seem comfortable, don't they, with signing players that aren't in the marquee positions where you've got egos.
Yes.
That's what they're avoiding, isn't it? I think that is actually the issue, because the really good forwards, the really good attacking midfielders, the ones that have got standards, egos, that will only come if you pay them the top dollar, that they'll only want to go to clubs that have got ambition, that are building something really good, that have got good players around them, right? They're the players that they really struggle to deal with. And it all goes back round to, our favourite subject. Well, maybe not everyone's favourite subject, but certainly mine and Cookie's favourite subject, and Sheriff's, ENIC and Levy, and what they've done to the reputation of this club, right? That's what it actually comes down to, because they invented the term Spursy. They even put it in a bloody T-shirt in the club shop. That's how much they invented the word, right? They've given us this reputation, and now we're the laughing stock of the world. And when we do go out there into the market, right, and the players that obviously know about Tottenham, right, in the back of their head, they can hear that. Who's that Juventus guy that said it's the history of the Tottenham? That's what they hear in their head, right? Yeah. And that's why we struggle.
Wasn't that, the history of the Tottenham? That was Conte, wasn't it?
No, it was when we played Juventus. God, this was.
It was years ago.
Years ago. Did we lose 2-1? I think we lost 2-1, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that defender, what was his name? Started with a G, I think.
Gattuso.
Yeah. No,
he was the midfielder.
Yeah, so I'm sure the chat will let us know who it was. And that's what I think. I mean, it's very basic thought, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Which marquee players come in? That a genuine marquee player that's come in. We haven't signed like a Ginola or a Klinsmann or a Van der Vaart, have we? Don't get me wrong, Tonali is an excellent player and people were after him, but he isn't a superstar player. So, yeah.
What you're saying, Maz, you want a maverick. Is that what you're saying, Maz? You want a maverick. You want that type of, I don't know, silky, skillful player as such, maybe.
I don't know if they exist anymore as much.
No, I don't think they do. I was just about to say that, man. I was going to say, I don't think they exist anymore.
But there's certain... Look, there's a lot of good players. There's good players at Atletico. There's good players at PSG. There's good players in Italy that you could go and spend 50, 60, 70, 80 million like we have done and prize them out of their clubs. And if we put the money down, but we can't do that because we don't have the reputation, because it's been savaged by the ownership. So that's what I'm talking about. what was it when Jose was here or Conte? We were looking at Martinez at Inter and the defender. What's his name? We started with the B. Forget. Bastoni. Now Bastoni was but now Bastoni was unlikely to move because he's an Inter boy. But we couldn't get those marquee signings in. When we went after the chap that was at Roma now, what was his? Oh, my brain's got too much this morning.
This Italian football, Maz. Go on, mate. I'm trying to remember names.
No, honestly, I'm terrible. I meet so many people through my line of work that are just too many people to remember everyone's bloody name now. I'm getting old. What is his name? Well, anyway, we'll link with some geezer from Italy. Very good player.
Some geezer's good enough.
Right? And we couldn't get him, over the line. And I think at one point he was willing to come if we put the money down and sorted out all of his salary and wages and stuff. And it's just beggars belief that after finishing 17th twice, after how many lessons do Tottenham Hotspur and the fan base need to learn? At this point, how many lessons do we need to learn before everyone wakes up, and even the ownership themselves wake up and think, you know what, we've got to really change this. It's like a bit of a dry circle that we're going around at the moment. Round and round we go every single year. When are we going to wake up and realise that things actually materially need to change? Yeah. We really need to start behaving differently. And there'll be people saying, "Oh, we have behaved differently. We've gone out and bought Fernandes and Tonali." Yeah, in the most inflated transfer window of all time, where the prices are so inflated that no players are being sold now because clubs are like, are we really going to spend 100 million or 80 million for this player, that player? Yeah. Certain clubs can do it, and most clubs can't. And again, I think I said on your show 6-7 weeks ago that we're in a bubble, and this bubble will burst because the revenues that are coming into the Premier League in terms of revenue per team, where your club revenues are like 400 to 500 million quid. You cannot sustain buying 100, 120 million pound players with that type of revenue. You're talking about spending a quarter of your annual revenue on a player. Now, I know it's amortized over X amount of years, but you do that 2-3 times, and then cash flow becomes really important. And then if you have a bad season, like Tottenham had for a couple of years, and that gets put in jeopardy, that's how you get another lead, around the corner. And the economic circumstances of this country now, with gilts going through the roof, and nearly at 6% now, right? We're on the verge of a market crash, right? And us going cap in hand to the IMF, right? And all of us will end up paying for this, because what they'll probably do is some quantitative easing, like inflation will go through the roof, and they'll just devalue our money even more, right? Yeah. Is this really sustainable? Yeah, and this is where I agree with like what Sean's saying, like what Sean's been saying about like the prices of like Gakpo and Savinho. I do agree with him on this. Seeing how this window's panned out, it's nuts. But we've put ourselves in this position where we're having to now go out and spend obscene amounts of money for players that, don't get me wrong, I think they're good. I do think they're good players, and I do think they'll improve Tottenham Hotspur. But if we're honest with ourselves, they're probably not our number one players that we would have in, are they? If you had the choice of the transfer market, you wouldn't specifically bring out Savinho and Gakpo as your number one choices. There's plenty of other players out there that I would rather have. I would rather have Mamouche as an example. I think he's a better player than those players. If you're going to spend that type of money, right? Why not go after Barcola? Down 100 million if you're going to spend that type of money and prize him out of PSG. If you're going to spend that kind of money, just go, balls out and do it. Yeah. But we're not. And I was listening to a little bit of Savage shows last night whilst I was working, right? And he's spot on. It's not, you don't need a bloody scouting a whole scouting department to go and find proven players. Everyone knows who the bloody proven players are. Your scouting team is to find the gems that no one knows about.
Yep.
Not the players that we do all know about.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
Matt,
man.
You know, it's just all backwards. This club is all backwards. And even if we do sign Gakpo and Savinho, I think I'm still going to be unhappy, if I'm honest. I've come to that point now because I think we're just panicking at this point. We've left it so late. These are more panic signings now than anything else, because I refuse to believe that Roberto De Zerbi came into Tottenham Hotspur and Savinho was his target. It's not. We were after him for a few years. It's Landry's target. It's the club's target. It's not his target.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt, you were saying about they've changed and they have to change and stuff, right? But I mean, they've done. I can't deny they haven't done great business. Do you know what I mean? In the midfield and the defence, right? I can't deny that. Yeah, that's levels and we've had previously, right? So I'm happy with that, right? But as it stands today, at nearly 11 o'clock in the morning, with 3 days to go before our first game, or whatever, 4 days to go before the first game, they've left us with a starting, and we all know who's going to start on Saturday, right? They've left us with Richarlison, Tell, and Moore, right? Going into the first game of the season, where we all know that the pressure is going to be already on us, right, to start really well, okay, and against Brentford, okay. If we lose that game on Saturday, can you imagine the meltdown in our fan base for the next few days, going into before the Charlton game, and we still haven't signed any forwards? You can see the meltdown coming, right? Surely.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. It's highly predictable. And, you know, I see Danny's in the chat. I'm going to give him a dig here because he loves it. But, you know, Danny was trying to argue that you know, we're brought in game-changing players. Well, I don't think they're game-changing. Again, I think they're a slight, improvement on what we've had in the past. But I don't think they're absolutely game-changing. I think Tonali's the game-changing player for sure. I think he's a proper quality midfielder that we were sort of used to in years gone by that we've brought in for sure, without a doubt. But Fernandes is a very good player, but he does need to prove himself in a bigger club with arguably better players around him. So we have to see what happens with him. You know, Van Hecker is a very good defender. Right, yeah. and I think he'll slot into Spurs really nicely, especially with Van der Ven. And Senesi, I think, is a very good defender as well. Although he's getting older, but you know, he's a good defender. But if we're really honest with ourselves, you know, I don't think these are like gonna. I think the manager's transforming Spurs in terms of his tactics, the players' reaction to his tactics, how we're playing. Because he's a much better manager in my book than Frank and Ange in more recent times. I think that's the difference we're going to see, you know, because he was starting to get a tune out of the team from last year, wasn't he, near the end?
Yeah, right. Well, we've had several answers to the history of the Tottenham thing.
Oh.
Was it Cellini?
Cellini,
whatever
the
his name
centre half.
Yes, it was Cellini. Yeah, it was Cellini. Yeah.
Well, that was a consensus of opinion in the chat.
Yeah, and also the other one is Matt is put, and there he's put image rights. It was Dybala, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
that's it, Dybala. That's it. Yeah, absolutely, Dybala. Yeah.
I played Odin Wingies in the car park at the Hotspur Way, apparently looking for a transfer.
Oh, he's there already, is he? He's parked up.
Yeah, he's parked next to Demel. He's parked next to Demel. They're just having a chat.
Well, to be honest,
Dybala and Damiao as well. They're all waiting.
To be honest, the car park now is underneath the stadium, so they probably accidentally parked on the F1 car track thing, go-karty thing.
But guys, I don't know what you think of this, right? But every day that goes by and we don't sign someone, my head's going towards Kula will be back soon. Madison will stay fit.
No.
Budus will stay fit.
No.
Kalanki will stay fit. Jonathan will stay fit. Every day that goes by, my head is going towards Enid going, well, we need to wait for our players will be back soon, like they did in January. And this is where my head is starting to go, which is why I am panicking, and it's starting to worry a little bit.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. Steve, I've
Yeah,
been.
I don't think that we need to panic because we've got a good manager and the players we have brought in are good, right? So I don't think we're going to be as bad as what we were last year. But you know what's going to happen? We're going to be a mid-table team, you know, right? That are really frustrated that when we go a goal down, we can't we can't level, you know, or we can't finish teams off because we've got players like Richarlison, Solanke, Tell. You know, I don't want to say more like it's a negative thing because you've got to give the boy a chance. But the players that we've been seeing for the last few years, they're still here and they're still going to cause us the same problems. And they're not getting any better. They're all getting older, and they're all accruing injuries as time goes on. So you're not going to suddenly get an uplift in performance from these guys unless deserving performance miracles.
Well, apparently Solanke put on his Instagram yesterday almost time with an hour, like the hourglass thing, and someone said, "What? Almost time for another 6 months out?"
Sorry, didn't mean to laugh.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, "Almost time for what, mate?
Yeah.
Come on." Yeah, it's just I just think that look, we all agree we need better forwards, right? But as every day goes on, is Sabino coming? Is the gap opening going to happen? You know, it's just I don't know. I'm a little bit like frustrated if I'm brutally honest now. So
I think that's the word, isn't it? I mean, I say panic, but frustrated. Yeah, I think that's probably a better word, to be honest. Steve, I've got to tell you, mate. As every day that goes past, right, I feel like we're going to bottle it. Honestly, that's how I just feel, and that's not saying I don't think they're not going to get someone in. I think they will get someone in. They might get two in, right?
yeah,
But I just feel like that maybe the ones that they do get in will be very underwhelming as such to what the fan base may be expecting. I don't know what the fan base are expecting. Two good forwards, I would imagine, right? But every day goes past, Steve, and I'm like, do you know what? I just feel like we may have been sucked in again. And then on the other hand, I think to myself, hang on a minute, we've broke the transfer window record twice.
yeah.
Surely we're going to go and get some, like a couple of decent forwards now. No worries, Sheriff. Yeah, surely we're going to go and get a couple of decent forwards now. And yes, there is still time, right? But time at the same time is running out, and that's what cheeses me off, if you like, to a certain extent. Rain, sunny morning to you guys. Hope you're well.
Morning, Ray,
Sonny,
you're right.
if you don't mind, I'll come to Rain first because he hasn't got long to be on this morning. Sonny, I will get to you, mate. Excuse me.
Mate. No problem. No problem.
Rain, I take it you said you'd been listening in the background. Is there anything that you want to say about what you've heard this morning, mate?
I mean, it has to be true, right? It has to be true that Mia is so strong on it that Savinio is not De Zerbi's pick. It's the classic. They did it with Ange. Yeah, they did it with Ange. Ange said, no player comes in unless I'm in control of all players. But actually, what happens is there's this filter, there's a great filtering before it gets to the manager. Yeah, you've got all these people working on the transfers, and if the manager just gets one option, what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? You wanted a left winger, okay? We can go and get Savinio. Anybody else? We think Savinio's the best option. Oh, well, okay. Savinio's good. Okay. 6 weeks later, right? Do you know what I mean? It's the it. I don't buy that it's all on purpose. I just think it just smacks of incompetence. It's a fall over from January. You know, we didn't get anybody because there was no perfect person, and now we're not getting anybody because we haven't got the perfect person. Yeah. What's my saying? What's my saying that I've been going on the last couple of weeks? Perfect is the enemy of good, right? Because if you aim for perfect and you can't hit it, and you don't go for good, what you actually end up with is failure. And I really worry. I really worry about all of this. We're going to have a better season. Yeah, I think we will. We will have a better season. But if people think, honestly, if we can't score goals, and people think that doesn't affect how the rest of the team, doesn't affect the morale and the play and the interaction of the rest of the team, then I make them wrong. If you can't hold the ball up top, and the ball keeps on coming back to your defence can be A-rated, but if the opposition, keep coming back at you, just like with Tuchel, right? And Argentina, it didn't matter how good England's defence was. Once you just conceded that Argentina could do whatever the heck they wanted, it was just bombard time, right? It was just bombard, and something is going to break. Something is going to break. So, yes, we're going to be a better team, but if people think that just sorting our defence and just sorting our midfield is going to elevate us into the top half, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very, very surprised. I think we get 5 to 10 more points because of what we got. But if the squad isn't balanced, then that's as much as I'm thinking. If they sort out some depth in the attack, then it just goes up exponentially for me. It goes 15, 20, 25 extra points. But without it, I think it's just like it happened under Ange. The ball kept on going up to the attack, and then the ball just was instantly coming back at our defence and our midfield because it wasn't being held up.
Yeah.
So they need to sort this out. I've been told for 7 weeks now that this is the week that Savinho's coming.
Rain, I agree with you. You can see, like, if we keep conceding the first goal and we can't generate chances to score, or we don't score, you're going to see how this plays out like it has for the last few seasons. The heads will drop. They'll be fighting amongst the players. They'll be fighting amongst the fans. De Zerbi will get annoyed, and we all know what De Zerbi's like. So you can see the pattern could recycle itself yet again this season if we don't sort out that forward line, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just morning to Dan, by the way. Let me bring just Sonny in quickly. Sonny, what did you want to say about the situation, mate?
Morning, fellas. Morning, everyone.
Morning, Sonny.
I just think, like we haven't spent, we ain't spent a lot of money, for a little while. Do you reckon it's because, we haven't actually got a lot of money left? Right, we've only spent 85 mil, but the players we want, they're gonna cost some serious bucks, like MGW, Savinho. Who's the other one? There's another player we wanted as well. Gakpo.
Yeah. Leave you me, mate.
That's
Believe
like
you me, mate.
250 million.
Got the bread. They've got the bread if they want to spend it. They've got the bread.
I hope so, because Krupi, that's the other one, isn't it? Krupi, he was the other one.
Yeah. Truthfully, with the revenue streams that we've got now, if from what I've been told, the sky is the limit. It's up to them whether they want to go and do it.
Yeah, apparently
Yeah.
so. Go on, Sonny. Carry on,
Plus
mate.
the
Is anything else you wanted to say?
plus the yeah, plus the old foreign quota maybe too, and you know, like that might have something to do with it as well. Like one in, one out. We've got to watch out how many we got in our squad and that. And then like instead of looking out into the Premier League, I'm sure Roberto De Zerbi, he's worked with enough players, isn't he? Like he's just come from France. So he must know players that he could probably sign for us on a cheap. And it's like we seem to be going for old target sort of thing that he's just okayed sort of thing. It's like, do you want Savinho? And he's probably thought, look, yeah, what else have I got? I'll take him over what we've got. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like that. Right, maybe they listen to him with Tonali and Fernandez and Van Hecker, maybe. But it feels like out of the 6 or 7 we've bought, only 3 of them will actually make the first team. So that makes the window like a 5 for me, sort of right now. But I'm really happy with the way he's got the mentality going and everything like that. But I just think things need addressing, like the wings. We need to address the wings badly. Like that should have been one of the areas we should have went for. Like instead of building at the back, maybe like we could have started from the wing, like the wings as well, you know. And then like we just got to get behind the team now. I think and just hope like something good happens on Saturday, maybe, you know. Just didn't want to say much. I just wanted to say a few things like that. And like, yeah, you see, like Richie, he only got 12 goals or whatever. Arsenal won the league, and their top scorer only got 14. So if the other people help him out, like if we get contributions from others, like we might be able to go somewhere too this year. I'm not saying we're going to win the league or even get top 4. Right now, I think we'd be lucky to get Europa League. But like,
Fair points.
I know we ain't
Sonny.
going to finish 17th, you know. Yeah, go on, you lot. Yeah, cheers.
It's all right, man. No, I was just saying, fair points, mate. It's nice to hear from you, mate. Dan, I take it you've been listening in a bit. Where are you at?
Yeah, one more thing as well, quickly.
Go on, Sonny.
If Tell got in, if Tell got injured, we're going to be in mad trouble, isn't it? And just how bad is that? How low the standards have dropped? Like I'm saying, if Tell gets injured, we're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? Like that's how bad
Massive.
things are at the moment.
Yeah. Fair play, Sonny. Fair play, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Dan, no worries, man. Dan, where are you at with another day gone past and we're in the same situation?
And big up, by the way.
Big up.
Morning. I hope everyone's good. Finally, decent bloody night's sleep. Right. A couple of points to go to on there. Just to counter myself with what Maz said. He's right on what us said. We do have game changers there, just not the game changers people want to see. People want to see this spontaneous flair player that does something out of nowhere and does these free overhead kicks and puts it in with a volley. Find me a player that does that consistently. Football isn't like that anymore. Football has changed. Football is more robotic these days. Football is more team than relying on one player to do all the work. So I get what you're saying in a game changer of someone who's going to produce that moment of skill. I mean, I suppose the closest two we've got to that, you'd probably say is Maddison and Simmons. I think we can go with that. But it also depends how you want to change your game. If you can control a game in midfield, that's totally changed our game. That's totally game-changing for me in the aspect of the control we can have of a game and you can make something out of it. Now, I agree with the spontaneous side, totally. But how many teams actually have that anymore? How many people actually play that way anymore even?
We had that with Ange, Dan. Didn't we have that with Ange? Like when we had loads of the ball, we had the highest possession stats, we had the highest like attacking stats, but it actually didn't amount to anything because there was no end product. Right, and what really messed us up was that one ball would split the whole team open, and everyone ran around like headless chickens trying to defend, right? And they bypassed the midfield, right? And so that's not going to happen under De Zerbi, but we may have the ball, but teams will adapt. right? And they'll let's say they'll go ultra defensive, and they'll say, come and break us down, and then we don't have the players to break them down. So yes, our midfield might be imperious and dominate in certain aspects, right? But that won't amount to much if you don't have the players that can punish the opposition team. And that's my frustration.
You want a spontaneous player, basically, is what you're saying.
Not spontaneous, just players that can execute more frequently. And let's put Son and Kane aside because they were special players. But we don't have an Eriksen anymore that will give you an end product. We don't have a Dembele that's consistently good anymore. You know what I mean? We don't have an Aaron Lennon or even a Ginola that they're going to more so than not they're going to produce something. We just don't have that guarantee anymore. Or a Keane or a Defoe or a they weren't like world beaters, but there were players that you knew that will score you goals, that will execute when the time comes. Even if Frederick, here's another left field player, a Frederick Canute. We don't even have that. And I think Frederick Canute was a brilliant player.
I don't need
every player you've just named, Maz. Hang on, Rain. Let me defend myself.
Wait a minute. I don't need spectacular. I just want competent. That's all I want.
Yeah, Rain. Hang on a sec, mate. Let me defend myself here. Every player you've just named, Maz, I think everyone agree on this, is a total spontaneous player. Is a flair player. Every player you've just named there, except Dembele, is a flair player. Eriksen was. Defoe was. Keane was. Lennon was. Dembele, you could probably say the most controlled out of them.
No, I don't think Eriksen was a flair player. I don't think he was a flair player. He didn't beat people, right? He was just had vision and he had the pass and he was clever.
Yeah.
Right? Dembele was a flair player in the sense, Dembele was everything, right? Dembele could do everything.
Dembele was quality.
Yeah, but right.
But the closest we got to it is we got Maddison, who is not as good as Eriksen, but can do an Eriksen sort of job. He does do an Eriksen job when he gets his act together, that third of when he plays, and then the other third he don't turn up and the other third he's injured. We know that, yeah? The closest we've got to a Dembele for a very, very long time, and I'm not putting him on the same scale, by the way, is Tonali. That is the closest we've got to it. So I'll make you right on what you're saying. But we've got enough in there to change our game as such. We've just got no flair in there. We've got no spur of the moment decision as such up front. And I totally agree with that. And that is going to hold us back at times. But with the rest of the control,
I agree with that.
If you look on the paperwork, if you look at the rest of the control we've now got, if it works on the paperwork and De Zerbi gets it right with the right formation and plays everyone the right way, we've got a lot more stability in that team. There's a lot more control of a game we can get. We lost a lot of games last season, not just because we couldn't score, but because our defending was just totally out of sync and our midfield had no control whatsoever. Not until it was Bentancur and Paulinho playing again, where we had that bit of stability in midfield. Now we've got Tonali and Fernandes sitting there. We've already gone up 2 tier in midfield. And games, most games do get controlled in midfield. If you can control that midfield, you have a very high chance. Now, I agree, if you've got no one up the other end who can finish it, it's going to put you in trouble. But I think we're easily going to get another 12 to maybe even 15 points next season, like I keep saying, because we have more stability in that team in defence and midfield. Because we lost so many games last season, not just because we didn't score goals, but because we conceded so many stupid goals and had absolutely no bollocks in the middle of the field. So what we've got at the moment, I think, does change our game. It just doesn't give us the spontaneous decisions up front, the flair that I think you're asking for and others are asking for.
No,
so
Maz,
it's true. See, like with football, like who was the most skillful team back in the day that we grew up with? Brazil, yeah. Even like people like I watched an interview with Neymar, yeah, and he said, you know why Brazil ain't that good no more? It's because there's no footballers playing on the street anymore, and like it's all academies everywhere you go. They haven't got that pizzazz or that swag or that little guile to do something. It's all been like programmed into everyone now, the same way of playing and everything, you know. You need some individuality. Sorry, I just.
No, I don't make you wrong, but sorry, let me just interject. Dan, I think you're trying to steelman the argument. You're trying to say this is the problem, and this is what I'm saying. You're saying this, and you're saying that we don't have flair, and I'm saying that this is the solution to it. You're steelmanning the argument completely. I don't think anyone's saying we need flair players. We just need competent players up top. And I don't think players like Robbie. I don't think Robbie Keane was a flair player. He was just very, very competent at doing.
No, he'd just appear out of nowhere and leg it down the side with a ball and direct ball across it. He was quite a spontaneous player.
No, I don't think he was.
Yes, he was.
I don't think
yes,
he was at all. I think
I do think he was.
But I think you're trying to steelman this.
Robbie Keane was the most spontaneous player ever, mate.
Straw manning it, not steel manning.
Robbie Keane was a spontaneous player.
Because what you're saying is this is my argument, and you're saying this. Yeah, you're saying spontaneity, and it doesn't fit my argument. And I
didn't say spontaneity.
I don't think anyone is talking about spontaneity.
That's why I asked him. I didn't say he said that. I asked him if that was what he was saying. And
Mads, are you talking about spontaneous players, or do you just want competent players up top?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about that competent players that execute more regularly than incompetent players like Tell that don't execute. Right now, Tell might prove us wrong, and I hope he does. Right, I hope all our players prove us wrong. I always maintain that, but until they do prove us wrong, then my opinion is my opinion, and it's just that it's an opinion. But it's not beyond the realms of man and us as fans to expect players that are much more competent than the ones we got that produce more regularly. Look, the reason why we're annoyed is because we bought Richarlison. When Richarlison first came, we were like, why the hell did we spend 55 million or 60 million, whatever it was, right, with add-ons and everything, on Richarlison? He never scores more than 12, 13 goals a season. He's a bit of an annoying bully up front. He's always on the floor. Why the hell did we buy him, right? And Daniel Levy and whoever at the time thought that he was the answer to Kane, right? We then go and even top that, and we buy Solanke, right? Now, Solanke's better in some aspects of his game than Richarlison, but not all. But he had one good season in 9, right? And Sava done weeks upon weeks of shows, right, where he had the facts in front of him and he destroyed every single argument as to why Solanke's a crap player, basically, right? And he done a very good job on it as well, right? And everything that was laid out by all the channels, right, all of us on this panel, all said, right, you might get maybe 10 goals out of Solanke, maybe a little bit more if he has a perfect season, but he isn't going to replicate what he did at Bournemouth that one odd time. Because, when you look at data and when you look at trends, right, the facts, the figures don't support him having another 19, 20 goal season again. They just don't. That's the facts. Facts are a very inconvenient truth for people, right? So, and that's why we're all annoyed, right? So we then go and sink 40 million quid or 30 million quid on Tell, right? Same sort of scenario, right? He hasn't done anything over and above to prove that he's worth that type of money and why he should be at Tottenham Hotspur. And what he did is he took places of maybe potential talent that may have turned out to be something. There's no guarantee of that, right? We don't know whether that will be the case, but we're aggrieved because we signed a player that, is not going to deliver us the goods. Same with Odegaard, right? He had a few good metrics that pointed to him being maybe a good player in the future, but he hadn't proven anything, right? The same thing happened. So we're all pissed off because we keep buying these players with unproven track records, right? What we have done is bought Kudus, who has a good record. When you look at him, when you look at his output, when he passes the eye test, his stats are pretty good. When he was playing under us, he was the best winger in the league, right? Despite him being double man marked for every single game since he came, once the teams figured out that he was our only attacking threat. So what I'm asking for is players like Kudus that we can look at and say, yes, he will give us something. For example, if we signed Matoma, you know that Matoma will give us something a lot more than the other players because he has a track record showing that he will do that. That's what I'm saying.
So do we go and just look for players that we know that can do the job like we actually have been doing? Like you're saying what we need? And
what we've been doing is just looking at the Premier League. That's the point,
know,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. That we know that can do the job and has done the job. Basically what I just said to you.
Yeah, but Xavi is an example, right? We know that he can do the job.
Scouting team that with unknown players that could end up good, basically. What do we actually want here?
I'm saying don't limit your horizons to just the Premier League because there's plenty of good players in Europe, right, that can come in and do a really good job for us, right?
I agree.
What we've done is we were in ultimate risk mitigation mode, right? We want low risk signings, right, that will come in and instantly improve us because they were shit scared of what happened last season ever happening again. The problem with that is that they're almost doing a Daniel Levy but on steroids. Is that they're so blinkered in that focus of getting Premier League players that they're missing out on all the good players around Europe that are moving. Why didn't we go and get Akliouche? You know, he's gone now, right? Why didn't we go and get Fofana? He's gone now. Why didn't we go and get Lookman when we had the opportunity and spend the 1 or 2 million for? He's gone now. He's gone to Atletico. Like we keep missing out on these players that could potentially give us a lot more than the kids that we're gambling on, because those players are less of a gamble than someone like Tell, as an example.
And I think Savio is a prime example of that problem of we need like the eye test over data. He's this type of player, he's that type of player. I love his skill, I love his that. Do you know what? I've said it again. We're in a Moneyball window. What we need is numbers. We need players. We need players up top who score goals. We need players in midfield. We need players in midfield who can control the game and who make tackles, make passes, and we need players in at the back who can cover space, make interceptions. That kind of stuff. We need the numbers, and what they're looking for up top doesn't currently look like numbers. It looks like, I like this player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like we got 2 weeks towards the end of the window and they've gone, oh, we need to panic now. Do you know what I mean? It smells of desperation again.
With the players, yeah, I mean, again, this one's more of a playing devil's advocate. Surely De Zerbi has to take some blame for this as well. I mean, because if he's got such a say in things, like he has stated, and I pretty much think we all agreed that he's definitely going to have more say in it, basically, with the deal that he would have got given by ENIC, because the deal they would have given is literally shocking. I mean, is he a £60 million manager? I mean, come on. But, so, if De Zerbi's got such a say in what goes on, now I understand it's not necessarily down to him, that's your scouting team, whatever else, but surely the manager's got half a brain cell on him to spot that knows players that he likes. We all know this, yeah? Surely, because we can all do it. So I'd expect the manager to do it 1,000,000 times better than us. Are you telling me that he just sits there and says, I only want Savinho or Gakpo? Are you telling me that he doesn't suggest any other players to ENIC and that? And if he does, ENIC and that just basically say, no, this is what we're doing. Because then that totally defeats the object of the sort of person he is, or comes across, or portrays himself, or has told us that he is. So does De Zerbi have some blame for this as well, by not saying there's other players out there he would want? Now, surely there's other players out there in leagues that he knows of, i.e. being manager in the French league, also knowing the Italian league extremely well, that would actually be considerably cheaper than what we are looking for and a hell of a lot easier to get. So does De Zerbi take some blame for this as well at the end, or does he just get totally put aside and he's done absolutely nothing wrong?
I've got to go. My only take on that is you can't blame one person. it's and De Zerbi is new here. He's got.
I said, does he get part of the blame?
Remember, because I need to go, and he needs to trust. He needs to show trust in the team around him, because if he doesn't, then he's just going to be labelled an a-hole in the organisation.
So he has no say in nothing then. Okay. So if De Zerbi's got such a say in things and everything, surely at the end of it, if we don't end up getting someone up front because we've got no other ideas except Gakpo and Savinho, surely De Zerbi's got to get something to do with this, hasn't he?
But Dan, sorry, mate. Go on. Finish what you're saying, mate. Sorry.
Or does he just get totally pushed aside and has done absolutely stayed out of it or everything?
I'm not. I think it's a good question. One thing, certainly, Dan, because we've done so many shows together. What I think I hated about Ange was that I felt he was one of the biggest yes men we've ever had at Spurs. He gave the impression that he was in charge, right? But he didn't follow through with the threats of, for example, if they don't give me what I want, I'll leave, I'll walk out, I'll argue, and all that sort of stuff, right? So he's to blame for he's one piece of the puzzle to blame for building that shit £400 million squad that he put together. I solely blame him. I said the same thing about Frank. He wanted Puani and Xavi and whoever else we signed the year before, right? And he's the one who decided to not play Paulinho, even though he was our best midfielder, and deal with the decisions that he done and put us in this situation. So I blame him. And I'll blame, even though I really like De Zerbi, if he starts doing ridiculous things, I will blame him as well. And if he stops being De Zerbi and doesn't do a Conte Mark II once we screw him over in this window, then I'll blame him. I'll go mad. I don't think any manager that comes in can come in with this naivety that they're the ones that are going to change everything. Obviously, they all do come in thinking that they're going to be the secret sauce that's going to fix Tottenham Hotspur. But it can only be the secret sauce if you don't break your principles and you follow through. If the club screw you over, so he's partly to blame. He will be partly to blame for sure. Now look, we don't know what the circumstances are behind the scenes. We're all theorising, guessing. We never do, right? So we don't know whether he's saying to Lange, what the hell, mate? Why the hell have we only gone for Savinho and Gakpo? We don't know what that is. But we will find out with the passage of time. We know what happens as time goes on. You get leaks, the manager says things and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see, mate. But we're at a stage now, Dan, where for me, any manager that's come in post Conte knows what they're getting into. They know what they're getting into and they've got no excuses. None of them have. Because Conte done the biggest service to Tottenham Hotspur that any manager has done for the last 40 years, aside from, Birkinshaw winning loads of stuff, right? He told the truth about who we are as a club. So any manager coming in has got to come in with the eyes wide open and know how Tottenham operate and try and fix it.
And not come in basically being totally naive to the whole situation, basically, which I very doubt he was. So surely every manager out there who has been a manager for however many years and that knows of certain players they like or want. We was looking at Savinho before De Zerbi came on the scene. And yeah, maybe De Zerbi is actually interested in him and says, yeah, get this man for me. I want him. But surely we're at a point now where you'd even expect the manager to turn around and say something along the lines of, again, like you said, Matt, we don't know what goes on. But you'd expect me, if I was a manager, I'd be turning around and saying, look, I've got 4 days left until my game. Or whatever it is, 4 days. What is it, 4 days till we play our game now, is it?
Yes, Wednesday today, and it's Saturday evening.
Yeah. So I've got 4 days left till I play my game. The season starts. We've only got 3 weeks left. Is it 3 weeks left on the window? 2 or 3 weeks left?
It'll be a week and a bit after Saturday. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. You can't get me this, man. I like this one as well. And surely he knows the players outside the Premier League as well. So this is where I'm asking, how much say does a how much say does the manager actually have in this? Because I can't see De Zerbi just sitting there and just being told, well, this is who we're going for, and this is who we're going to get, and if we don't get him, you're going to get nothing. Because he doesn't portray himself as that sort of manager. Whereas if he just accepts this and we don't get the striker or nothing, or the winger, and there's no other ideas, that's also De Zerbi sort of not really sticking to how he portrays himself. Now, I'm not blaming him for this. If anything, I'm playing more devil's advocate to it. But I think there's definitely got to be more to it, where surely the manager has got to be stepping in now saying, look, I need players. Right, I can't get that one, but this one and this one and this one can do the same sort of job. Go and get me one of them. Don't just focus on Savinho or Gakpo. At least get me one of these 5 players that I want. Now, we know what the scouting system's job is, but most of us can do that scouting system in the Premier League. If anything, we could all sit here and do that scouting system in the Premier League, buy 1 or 2 little players. It's not hard. It doesn't take Einstein to do it. You need that scouting system to then go and scout outside in Europe and pick up the other players that people aren't noticing, bring it to the manager and say, look, this fella here, I've watched him, he can do A, B, C, D. Okay, not as trained up as Savinho or as Gakpo or whatever ones you want to use as an example, but look at what he does, mate. He can do this and this. And then it's down to the manager to say, do you know what? I don't mind that idea. That's a good idea. But surely De Zerbi knows of other players out there that he could want. Or is this just purely down to Spurs saying this is what we're going to do and you're going to accept it? Then
Dan, I think to a degree, Dan, he's already come out and had a pop by saying we're only 60% done. I think he kind of had a little nudge at the board to say, look, he'll come out and say we're only 60% done in the market. I think that was his kind of little pop.
Maybe. So is he just going to accept? Is he just going to accept then that he's been not fully backed up, even though the players he's got have been very good? So De Zerbi is just going to accept it and take it, basically, no different to Ange then.
Well, no, I don't think he will, because I think there'll come a point if he isn't if we don't get the players he wants in the summer, and then i.e. January, I think that's when things will. I think he's been, Enoch do this every time with every manager, though, don't they? They say, yeah, we'll back this manager, we're going to back this manager, and then it starts off well, i.e. like this summer. All right, the calibre of players we bought has been slightly different to what we bought in the past, i.e. not so many youngsters. We bought more experienced Premier League players. However, I think if this stops now and in January we don't get anybody, it's going to be the same thing again. And then they'll end up paying him off because the results won't be going very well. The fans will get on his back. The players will start fighting. There's going to be unrest in the club like we've seen it before. And it will just go down the same path again. They're giving the guy a 5-year contract. So why give him that if you know that?
With the quality of players we've gone and bought, we've definitely gone up a level and done things that we wouldn't usually have done with Levy here. Totally agree with that, yeah? But if it does go to the end, I won't say it's the worst transfer window because we've got some very good players, but it's definitely an unfinished transfer window like we usually do. Yeah. So if it happens like this, who are then people going to turn around and blame that not much has changed in certain aspects, that we don't finish our plan basically without Mr. Levy here? Who are people going to blame then? When it actually shows, yes, we've made a change in money that we're willing to pay. Yes, we've made a change in wages that we're going to pay. Well, welcome to inflation. You've got to do that, basically. Otherwise, you're not getting nothing anyway. And the situation we were in, we had to do it. So having it 2.0 really changed that much. And then if it comes to January that we don't go and do the job either, I think that shows where the main problem actually was.
Yeah, but
because we're not going to have the easy person here to throw the brick at his head and say it was 100% his fault. I think it's now starting to show that maybe there was a bit more depth to this than just blaming one person.
Yeah, but we all know De Zerbi's going to get the brunt of it and he'll get chucked under the bus first.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're not? Sorry.
No, I'm talking about where the blame goes. If we end up not finishing this job, it's no different to how we did it with Levy, basically. Yes, players are better and everything, like I said, but we're going to have to pay more to get players because look at the price of players, full stop. Look at the wage. Look at just wages in the common world. They've gone up. It's called inflation. It happens year in, year out. And we finally adapted to it a bit. And then if we do nothing in January, basically, to improve on what we've got, then what have we changed? Then who's going to get the blame? Does it actually show that maybe Levy wasn't the sole problem at the club, and that the bigger problem was actually the people at the top, Enoch, who are the bigger owners of the club? Who are people going to throw the bus at then?
Well, they've got to throw it at Enoch then, Lange and Binay, right? Surely.
I would have thought so. But then it shows that it wasn't necessarily all down to that one person.
Yeah. And we saw that last season as well, didn't we? With the unrest and stuff, and it was the manager that was getting the brunt of it. And then people started to think, oh, maybe it is the board and Lange and Binay and whatever. But nobody actually went after them properly. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When it came to crunch time in January, because I remember there was going to be something happening in January before a game, and then they released a statement literally like 24 hours before that. And as soon as that statement came out, it was like, oh, okay, we're not going to do anything about it now. And then obviously we had the happy clappy bus parades for the last few games of the season as well. Do you know what I mean? So everybody jumped on board of that. So until it's going to have to, people are going to have to start going after this board seriously, because if we want, they've proven again for a second year, this Enoch 2.0, that they're not competent enough to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, chaps, carry on, finish your points, but just to let you know, I've got to wrap up in the next 10 minutes, chaps. So any points you want to get out there about what we're talking about, go for it.
I want to hear your view, Cookie. I want to hear what we've said in the last half an hour, 45 minutes. I want to hear what your view is.
Listen, my view on it is that, yes, De Zerbi has come in and signed a contract that's £60 million. Who wouldn't? Right? Who wouldn't? Should he have known what, I don't know, the frailties of Tottenham Hotspur are inside the club as such? Maybe some of it. Maybe some of it. Not all of it. He won't know all of it. That obviously people talk. Yeah, and I'm sure he'd have made his phone calls before he decided to sign for Spurs as the manager, trying to find out as much information that he could. Right? Now, when it comes to signings, as we all know, Savinio has been on the radar for, I don't know, however many transfer windows now. RDZ says, I've got control of a lot of what's going on regarding transfers. There is no DOF. Apparently, Spurs have said to him, there you go, mate, you crack on. Right? Mm-hmm. So, as we started the window, we spent some money, got the Van Heck stuff done, sorted out the defence and the midfield to an extent. But then, this is the part that I think a lot of people get caught up on. I was talking about this last night, actually. There's a difference between how much you spend, right, and how much you spend and how much you get back. Now, that would be quite simplistic to a lot of people. Obviously, they're a football club. They need to get players in after what's happened for the last 2 years, and they need to get a lot of players out, right? We talk about, can you do it all in a window? What I would say to that is, whether it's right or wrong, Sunderland did last year. They did what they needed to do. Right? So whether that was off the hook and they've bought players from wherever, got them in, perhaps the manager said, look, I need this many players, get as many of these as you can. Who knows? I don't know how Sunderland works. Right? I agree with Dan that De Zerbi will have to take a certain part of the blame if it all goes tits up. But I think, like Maz alluded to earlier, and certainly Steve, if De Zerbi's not getting so much what he was promised, but if he doesn't feel like he's getting anywhere with the attacking situation, or whether he's decided already in his head, look, if no one comes in, I know I've got a year, another year of these two. This is a stepping stone. Perhaps he can use that analogy, if you like. I can't do it all in in 1 year. It's going to take time, and like I said, there'll probably be players that he signed that won't be here when and if we're winning trophies. So that's where I am with it, Maz. You know me. I'm more of support the manager. We all said, yeah, it's about time Enoch supported a manager. When you look at what's coming early doors, you'd think, well, perhaps, yeah, they are supporting him. Let's see where this goes. And then when you go 7 weeks, knowing we haven't had a left winger for 2 years, right? Knowing that our strikers are awful, and I'm just being polite here, they are awful.
Yeah, that's being nice.
Right? We've got a right winger that's not fit. And I think there's loads of people expecting that Kudos's name might magically appear on the team sheet on Saturday. Perhaps it might, but I would say the chances are it won't. Which leaves us with Tell, Richarlison, and probably Mikey Moore. You could say they could put Gallagher out there, maybe. But that's where it leaves us now. That's where they have left us now. And again, alluding to all your points in conversations that we've had on streams on everyone's channels, right? 17th and 17th is disaster, apart from not going down, right? And they've let it go downhill for so long and evaporated the fans' standards as well, by the way, I feel anyway, for so long, yeah, that it's a long way to get back to where we need to get to. And I just think a lot of work needs to be done. The squad over the next, 2 or 3 transfer windows, they've made a good start on that, getting rid of people that they don't want in there anymore. I think there's 10 gone at the moment. It's either 10 or 11 that have gone out the door, 6 have come in. Right, so that's got to continue, because I'm sure there's still many more players that he wants out the door. Remember, he said there's only 10 or 12 of this whole squad that I would want to keep.
You know what I think will happen? This is my next prediction.
Go on, mate.
I think that as the year goes on and as the global economic situation changes, right, that will be their next excuse. Right, we can't spend the money because, of the tightening budgets and the way the market is, and stuff like that. And then we'll be left frustrated because we haven't brought in the right players at the right time in that market. And coming up to January, we'll all be pining for a striker or a winger, and that ain't going to happen because it's January. And then we'll be waiting until next summer. So we're going to have a year of being really frustrated that we haven't got the players we needed, and that we, whilst, again, I said to Dan, whilst I agree with him that the players we brought in, I'm really happy with. I think they're good players. I don't think that'll be enough. And that's my ending summary, is that we haven't done enough, again, for the 26th season in a row.
Maz, and the conversation will continue, mate, another day, and I'm sure on other people's channels as well. Can I just say big up to Steve? Steve, thanks very much for being on all morning this morning, mate. Really appreciate it.
No worries, buddy.
Say that again, Steve?
Said no worries, buddy. It's been a great show again. Thanks for having me.
Always, mate. Always is when you get lads like these two. I know what they're talking about. Dan, thanks very much to you, mate, for coming on. Really appreciate you, mate. Sorry it was short and sweet. We'll get it together again soon, mate, no doubt. Maz, thanks very much to you for popping on again and giving your opinions and straight talk as always, mate. Really appreciate you for that. Big up to Logan, sent a super sticker in really early doors this morning. So big up to Logan, to you for that. Big up to the chat, as always. Always tickering along in there, having your little disputes between you. I ain't got no problem with that. Big up to all of you. And big up to everyone who's been on this morning. Sheriff, don't work too hard, mate. All right, please, don't kill yourself. It's only money, mate. It's only money. Big up, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. as usual for the breakfast brunch. Make sure to like and subscribe to everyone that's been on this morning. We appreciate it. And subscribe to the 2 Marks and like the stream. See you soon. Take care, everyone, and have your best day. And as always, come on, you Spurs.